In this legal series, I would like to talk about the requirement of the land legislation in India as well as land reforms in India. If we take land reforms, the legislation is very much needed. But what then the government of India is doing? Government of India has enacted more legislation and it has left the subject to the state. The state subject, the land legislation is very important. So really it is connected with the revenue also, the revenue records and land legislation and more things. But what is the need of it? What the reforms is required? But already state had initiated more reforms in the land legislation and land reforms, and whereby it had brought responsibility more reforms to give responsible much needs to the poor people, to redistribution of the land, and whereby the rich people land had been taken away under the limitation and taken to the and distributed to the poor. It's on one side. So the land, if you take in India, it records in the ownership and possession and something more. But it records in the records also. If you take before independence and after independence, we have to, there's also the division. We have to do division. Before independence, in the land reforms under the British era, and it is not recorded fully. Up to this time, we are following this start of the legislation, and the legislation has to be reformed. The legislations need more amendments as far as land reform is concerned, so that only the ownership can be inherited. Here, the problem is the inheritance. The inheritance is interfered with a more people, a more forged records, more it is also really confused records. So these records have to be rectified. According to state, this differ. Whatever may be, the revenue of the revenue of the also division of the government, the state government, it takes also the role in it. So the revenue division has to be helped more and give more teeth to do the problem solved. But then the revenue is completely corrupted in all the states if we take it. So they take it as one. Because of it, a more confusion and frauds and forgeries which arise out of it is also land reforms. The land reforms have to be approached in two ways. One is economic way, another is political way. If the political way is strong, because it has become the subject of the state, the political way can help us also for the land reforms, and it is much necessary. So legislation have to be amended more for the inheritance and ownership continuation. Thank you.